A dependent noun clause functions as a subject, a predicate noun, an object, or an appositive in a sentence. One way that a noun clause can be introduced is with one of the subordinating conjunctions, either whether or that. Here's an example. Whether Cassandra makes an A is up to her. Okay, whether Cassandra makes an A is our noun dependent clause. The whole clause functions as the subject of your sentence, and the word whether is a subordinating conjunction that starts the clause. Alrighty, next slide. Another group of words that can begin and signal that a noun clause is starting the group is indefinite relative pronouns. There's a chart on page 125 for y'all. 10 words. I didn't bother copying them here. All right. Here's an example in a sentence. God's plan for destruction would give whoever was in its path total annihilation by fire and brimstone. Okay. Whoever is one of our indefinite relative pronouns. It begins this dependent noun clause, whoever was in its path. And if you do your sentence pattern, you see that plan is the subject, would give is your transitive verb, would give what? Annihilation is your direct object, would give annihilation to whom? Whoever was in its path. That noun clause, the whole clause, starting with the relative pronoun whoever, the whole clause functions as your indirect object in your sentence. Finally, last slide. Lastly, the indefinite relative adverbs why and how can also begin and signal noun clauses. Here's an example. In Genesis 18, we read of how Abraham interceded with God before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, have a long noun clause here. How Abraham interceded with God before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, the whole clause functions as your objective preposition for the word of, and you see that the indefinite relative adverb how begins this sentence. All right. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to message me on LMS, and you all have an awesome day.